All right, today's Mountain Horse Minute is what we've been waiting to do. We're going to work on our gaits. Now that we have our shoulders and our hips under control, today we're going to work off building a gait, how to properly go into a gait, how to not punish a horse when they break gait, in the correct way for them to find their gait. So the first thing we're going to do is create a 3-track out of our horse, which is simply just bringing our hindquarters over and keeping our shoulders walking in a line, just like this. We need to be able to do this at a walk before we move on any farther. As you can tell, I do have a broken leg, so I can only do this on one side. I want you to be able to do this comfortably on both sides. And now all this is picking up this rein, and we're going to block the shoulder like we worked on, opening and closing doors. This door is open, so that means this door is closed. And all I'm going to do is bring my hip over right there, and the shoulder should not move. The hip should come around. We need to be able to do that walking in a straight line. Here's what it looks like from behind. Now, once we're able to do that comfortably, that is how I want you to start off in your gait. So when you collect your horse, bring him over here. Now, that's how I want you to engage your gait. I want you to engage your hindquarters, collect your front end, and be able to push off slowly in your gait. And now, if the horse is getting lazy in his hind end, that is a very good way to make sure he starts up underneath himself on both sides. So, what I mean by blocking the shoulder is taking this rein and holding it here. Then we're going to take this outside leg, push the hip over. We're walking in this kind of diagonal here. And we release and we go back straight. Pick up this rein again. Get that hip there, block the shoulder, get that hip coming over. That's what's creating our 3-track. And so now that we have our shoulders and our hind end working together, what I want you to do is see that to hold your horse in frame right here. You can hold him in his frame that you want him to gait in without ever gaiting. You're walking. And I want you to practice that, holding him in his frame. See right there, he got his head up a little high, didn't like it, so I'm going to put him back in his frame. You can move your hips. You move your shoulders, just like that right there, with adding these two together. People often talk about the right way to punish a horse for breaking his gait. And the correct way to do that is not by abuse at all. The correct way to do that is make him work harder for the correct gait, and then releasing your pressure when he is in his correct gait. And I'm going to demonstrate that. All right, so how we're going to correct the horse is, we're going to get him up here in his gait. So now if this horse breaks a gait, all I'm going to do is I'm going to get that hip back up underneath him right here, and I'm going to push, 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 push. When he hits his gait again, I'm going to release. Okay, so the half halt or stopping your horse or anything like that, to when the horse breaks gait, you're rewarding him too soon. So if I just bump him and release, I never felt if he came back into gait or not. I'm just bumping and releasing, bumping and releasing. But what you do when you can hold that hip is you can feel the horse come back to his gait and release when the horse is on his gait, so that he knows exactly what he's done right. So when I come here in my gait, I'm going to pick it up. And if he did not hit his gait, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring him over here, push him down, and as soon as I feel that gait come back, then I release my rein to go into my gait. Ooh. But if all you do is bump your horse every time he breaks gait, what you're going to do is create a harder mouth on your horse, and he doesn't know what the bump's for or what the release is for. But if you hold him until he hits that correct gait, then the horse knows exactly what he's being rewarded for. So as you can tell, I'm on crutches and I got a broken leg. But for those of you out there wondering, it was not horse related. It was just my own clumsiness. But for today's video, we worked on controlling our hips and our shoulders at the same time. And this is nowhere near the extent of what we can do with these exercises. So if you don't understand the first 2 videos, I'll emphasize you go back and watch them to understand, because each week from now on, we're going to go more in depth. But you need to have control of your hips and your shoulders to do these exercises. Thank you for joining us today on Mountain Horse Minute. We'll see you next time.